noticed after a while that some of our enrollment was going down. And one of the reasons it turned out that our enrollment was going down is that some of our competitors were teaching online versions of our program. And as a consequence, we were competing with schools that weren't even within 500 miles of Illinois. In fact, some were more than 1,000 miles away, but they were still competing with us because they could get access via the technology. So when we think about competition, we've got to think very globally these days. And that means to survive and thrive, we must be able to quickly react and adapt to the opportunities and threats our competitors provide. So when our competitors do things, we have to be able to adapt and react very quickly. And the way we think about that is you have to have an agile organization. The organization has to be able to move quickly when there are threats and opportunities in order to survive and thrive in a fast business environment. Well, success in business is a social process because organizations are filled with people. And so obviously one of the things we're going to be talking about in this program is how to manage people better, because agility comes from getting people working together effectively. We can think of that as a good definition of teamwork. Teamwork is when you get people working together effectively. And teamwork is also about the team being able to accomplish what no single member could do alone, so that the team becomes more than just the sum of its parts. And that's really what synergy is. Synergy occurs when the team is more than just the sum of its parts. And when that happens, then you have agility. Then you have the ability to react quickly to threats and opportunities in the business environment. So these are the things we're really going to be focusing on in this program, ways to make these happen, ways to increase teamwork, ways to be more effective in managing people, ways to create synergy in your organizations. Because we live in a fast environment where agility is key to success and survival, and because success is a social process, agility is all about the synergy we realize from better teamwork. So what we'll be doing over the next 3 days is really focusing on the skills, the strategies, the tactics you need to have in order to be able to create good teamwork, to create good synergy, in order to create an agile organization. And we're going to start this morning with an exercise, and for that, I will turn you over to Maggie.
All right. Well, when you think about teams, one of the things it has is that you can sort of, most of us oftentimes think about teams as being a member in a team. And we don't really think very systematically about what's necessary to get that team started. And so over the course of these 3 days together, we're going to really try to unpack a lot of the very important components of teams. And if you guys would all come down, whether it's down here to the middle, don't be hiding back there in the last row. We're going to unpack the different components of how to make a successful team. And the first place to start is, how do we think about composing the team? How do we decide who's on our team and who's not? And so that is really the topic of this first session. No, actually, paper to paper. See all these empty spaces here? Yeah, sorry. We're trying to force you to get some of these toward the center. So, what we want to be able to do here is to think about the notion of composition. How do we get people? Who do we get? How do we think about the task of the team, which will drive who is on the team? And think about that very intentionally. Now, what you will notice from the work that Greg and I do and the work that we talk about here is that the kinds of things we'll be focusing on are what we call research-based. That is, our view of the world is informed by the research that we and our colleagues have conducted. And so oftentimes what you're going to find is you'll find us referring very specifically to studies that have been done as the basis for our answers to you, or the basis for the topics that we choose to focus on. So while Greg and I do have a lot of experience in being in teams, as many of you do, and teaching in teams, right, the basis for what we talk about is the research. And so this is very much a research-based discussion as we try to translate what we know from research to practical application for you. And so the way we're going to start is we're going to ask you to engage. Good morning, come on down, and we'd like you to sort of fill in the spaces where there's still empty seats, where there's paper associated. So there's a few here, there's a couple here, there's one right there in the front in the middle. So you guys can just come on in. And welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
There's a great seat right here. This is like the perfect seat. It's like,
That's reserved for me, I guess.
it was.
Thank you.
There's 2 seats, 3 seats right here in this row. Where there's paper though, sir.
Sorry for the delay.
Okay, keep going in where there's paper. We're trying to get you, because we have some, we're gonna have an exercise starting right off. So there's a seat back there. You're sitting where there's no paper. I need you to sit where there's paper. So there's some seats here. There's a couple of seats right in here. I got one more seat here. There's a spot here. There's a spot next to you, right? There we go. And there's a spot over here. And then one on this back row. For the back row people, there's one back there. And one over here. This is great. Thank you. I know, it's like, really, do we have to sit here? Yes. So we're going to actually work with the issue of composition by the use of an experiential exercise. And the experiential exercise is an exercise called the murder mystery. So to start you off this morning, what we're going to do is we're actually going to try to solve a murder mystery. And in front of you, you should see a packet of white paper that has a staple on it, which looks like, let me get my version.